Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be doing some yoga-inspired groundwork, and I really want you to focus on your breathing. It's nothing too difficult or strenuous, more of a meditative, relaxing type of work. So we're going to start in a seated position, legs crossed, and I'd like you to just take 5 deep breaths here. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 2, and breathe out for 5. Ready? Here we go. Breathe in for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, and breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, and breathe out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, and breathing out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, and out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, and breathing out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's great. Now I'd like for you to come into a quadruped position on your hands and knees. Hands should be directly below the shoulders, and knees should be directly below the hips. And we're going to do some cat-cow. So begin by rounding your back up, tucking your hips under, tucking your rib cage in, and pushing the ground away from you with your hands. And then transitioning into a cow position, arching your back, breathing in as you look up toward the ceiling. Nice open rib cage, rolling the shoulders back and down. Once more coming into a cat position, rounding your back, breathing all the way out, and then breathing in as you transition back into the cow position, taking a nice deep breath and letting your rib cage expand fully. Once again, breathing out, breathing all the way out until you have no breath left in you. And then back into the cow, arching your back, lifting your head towards the sky, expanding your rib cage, and letting in as much air into your lungs as you can. Once again, breathing out, rounding your back, tucking everything in, arching up toward the ceiling, and pushing the ground away from you. And then once more, coming into a cow position, arching your back, looking up toward the sky, shoulder blades coming together behind you, rib cage expanding as you take a nice deep breath in. Once more coming into a cat position, rounding your back, tucking your rib cage in, tucking your chin, tucking your hips, arching up high into the sky, pushing the ground away from you. And then breathing in as you transition back into the cow position, looking up towards the ceiling, keeping your shoulders back and down. One more time, back into a cat, arching your back toward the ceiling, tucking your hips, your rib cage, and your chin, breathing all the way out. Great job. Come back to a neutral position, and we're going to come to a balance next. You want your spine in a straight line, and we're going to raise your left arm and right leg. Straighten your arm out in front of you and your leg behind you, and they should be parallel to the ground. Keep your rib cage tucked in and your spine neutral, and take a couple of deep breaths here. Just feeling the position, feeling your body balancing you. Bring your hand back down to the ground and sweep your leg through into a pigeon. Do your best to keep your hips square and your left leg straight back behind you. Try to get your right hip onto the ground, and if that's easy for you, also push your left hip down toward the ground as close as you can. Go ahead and bend forward and take a couple of deep breaths here as well. That's great. Come up, place your left hand in front of your right knee and your right hand by your hip, and twist to the right side for a little bit deeper of a stretch. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling all the way out. Great job. Come back into the quadruped position, and we're going to come to a balance on the other side. Right hand stretches straight out in front of you, and left leg straight behind you. Keep a neutral spine with your rib cage tucked, and your arm and leg parallel to the ground. Push yourself away from the ground with the other hand, and take a couple of deep breaths, focusing on feeling your body balancing you. Great job. Bring that arm back down to the ground and sweep the leg through to a pigeon. Again, keep your hips as square as you can and try to get your back leg straight behind you. If you can get your left hip to the ground, also try to get your right hip as close to the ground as you can. Bend forward and take a couple of deep breaths here. Great job. Come up, place your right hand in front of your left knee and your left hand by your left hip, and twist to the left side. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with oxygen, and as you breathe out, twist deeper into the stretch. Great job. We're coming back to a seated position and just taking 5 more deep breaths in and out. Sit up nice and tall and breathe in for 4, 2, 3, 4, hold for 1, 2, and breathe out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, hold for 1, 2, out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, holding for 1, 2, breathing out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, holding for 1, 2, and breathing out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, holding for 1, 2, and breathing out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job. Now we're getting into our reverse table pose. Bring your arms behind you, hands facing toward your feet, and come up to a table position. Make sure your hands are directly below your shoulders and your feet are directly below your knees, pushing your hips up until your body is parallel to the ground. Take a few deep breaths here. This is a strong and open position. If you'd like, you can straighten your legs into a reverse plank pose. Again, pushing your hips up into the air, keeping your body in a nice straight line from your head to your toes. Or you can just stay in the table pose. That's perfectly fine too. Great job. Come down to the ground, and we're getting into our bridge. So make sure that your feet are even and you're pushing up, driving through your heels, squeezing your glutes, and extending your hips upward as much as possible. If you'd like, you can clasp your hands behind you or keep them face down on the ground. Again, take a couple of deep breaths all the way in, breathing in as much oxygen as you can, and then letting it all out, emptying your lungs. Great job. Come back down to the ground, and we're going to finish with a spinal twist. So start with your legs straight, bend one knee, and grab it with the opposite hand, bringing it down to one side of your body and looking the opposite direction towards your hand. Try to get your knee and shoulder as close to the ground as possible, and take a deep breath in and breathe all the way out. That's great. Take a couple more deep breaths here. Good job. Bring that leg straight back down to the ground, and we're switching sides. Bend the other knee, grab it with the opposite arm, and pull it towards the ground, looking in the opposite direction towards your hand. A deep breath in, and as you breathe out, sink further toward the ground. Try to get your knee and shoulder to touch the ground, and just let your body relax and sink down. Feel its weight. Feel the support of the floor underneath you. That's great. Come back to a seated position, and we're going to take a few more deep breaths. Breathing in for 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, and breathing out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, and breathing out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, and out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, holding for 1, 2, and out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, holding for 1, 2, and out for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job. We are finished. I hope that helped you relax and become a little bit more centered and ready to tackle the rest of the day or tomorrow if it's bedtime for you now. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to see more fitness content, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.